Hi there, my name is Davide, I'm from Italy and I like pizza. I have a job, but in my free time I like to play Overwatch. I almost always play support. I'm a Lucio main with a lot of hours with Mora and recently Brig. I'm gold. A few days ago I came to know of Niandra, a GM Mercy player, streamer and YouTuber, and I binge watched a lot of her videos. I used to play rarely Mercy, mostly when I realized I was focusing too little in healing and too much in booping or damaging. I realized how much depth Mercy has and I wanted to improve my skills with her, and I thought this was a great moment to record my own VOD to showcase how much I can suck even without having biotic grasp. Right now I'm turning off the option toggle beam connection because I want to unlearn the lazy playstyle and learn the Niandra style. If you don't know it, you should watch her video Common Mercy Mistakes for each ability and how to fix them. In short, she holds down damage amp and heals on demand, and so I'll try to do the same. For the first minutes of this game, therefore I will have to learn to do it properly, and so I already know I'll suck even more than usual. Here, for example, I'm put off, because I'm expecting the beam to stick to Rhine, but in 2 seconds my brain clicks, and I realize that I have to shut off both beams before connecting to another target. Neat! This means I'll have greater control on the beams, and I'll be able to swap from damage amping to healing and back while I'm not even watching my targeted ally. I've never realized that it was possible. The first seconds are already too chaotic for me, and since I want to focus on my train of thought, I will say, I was overwhelmed. I wanted to keep focus on keeping everybody alive and pocketing when valuable while surviving and avoiding risks. All while relearning how to use my mouse and how beams stick. In a few moments, I'll try to assist Pharah. While playing, I thought that I did a poor job with her health, but it's not the case since she got headshotted by McCree. Anyway, I felt guilty and went for a panic res immediately before starting to say no. The place was open, there was a battle mercy, and I got the res but lost my life. Pharah managed to avenge me and herself, but I should have rest while falling with Angelic Descent. I would have probably survived and been able to heal and pocket my team while also not feeding and gaining all charge for myself and my team. Here I remembered to pay attention to being natural cover, and I mentally patted myself on the back, but a second later I forgot about keeping line of sight, and so I mentally facepalmed. At this point I vaguely realized there was a Mei, and thought briefly about body blocking, but then I saw that Pharah in a spot that I judged safe enough to res, and I proceeded. It went well and we cleaned up. As you'll see, I'm not checking the scoreboard at all, and this is another thing I know it's super bad not to do, but I never remember. I also rarely use mic on quick play, and I struggle to keep track on who's alive and who has ult. One thing that I do though is realizing when my team has no healers, and I usually advise my team via text chat with an hotkey. Here I'm focusing too much on allies, neglecting the enemies. I'll proceed doing it for the rest of the game, and I won't be punished for it, so I won't realize it until after the game. To be honest, I would have adjusted my playstyle if I had started dying too much, but it's certainly something to consider if I want to get better. Now I'll do a stupid play. I hear mines above me, I get Valk, I use Valk and fly straight into mine. There was a logic behind it since I wanted to neglect the zoning, but I wasn't sure I would have been able to tank the mines, and I wasn't thinking that the enemies can just shoot me. I'm also aware that I'm doing a poor job in using GA. Oftentimes I forget to release shift to cancel it mid-flight, so I have to pay attention to it. Now I let Sigma die in the blizzard, because I'm not sure I would have been able to get close to him, connect and avoid being freezed. I still don't know if it was possible, but I'm sure that with my mechanical skill I would have fucked up anyway. Pistol here has no real good reason, so I put it back quickly. In a few moments I'll survive a high noon because enemy McCree is stupid and falls in front of our Ryan who has his shield hub. I'm lucky, and this teaches me to play behind cover, especially against McCree. Now I'm proud, I'm about to escape from Gravitic Flux using Guardian Angel. Well done. Since I'm learning a new mouse style, my awareness is even poorer than usual. This means that when Pharah dies, I don't find her. Fortunately, since their corpse is a bit further ahead, I stumble upon it, and I go for the res. I think it's a good moment, but since I somehow launch myself above the cover, it's a poor execution. Also, I don't play much Hammond, but I know that mines plus slam is super common, and I'm about to discover that the slam actually helps Mercy to escape from mines since she can hover and boost to allies. Not much will happen here. I'll use this time to focus on the mouse buttons while trying to stay in cover. I'll do it poorly, but I won't stress myself about it at this point in time. Now I see a critical friendly Sigma very far away, and I decide to Valk to try to save him. I fail and I decide to go for a risky res. Spamming the movement keys, I get away alive. I don't know how the enemies would have played if I didn't go for the res, but we managed to stabilize and push the payload. I knew that the res was risky, but I was confident enough that with the speed increase of Valk I would have survived, and I think it was a good decision. I need to be aware of the skill level of my enemy though, because in a higher rank I would have probably been punished for it. In this part our Ryan is going for a long pin, which leaves him in a quite bad position. I decide to save him and fortunately I slingshot to cover, but I shouldn't have followed with him. Ana is hard pocketing him and I should have kept care of my other teammates. Now Ryan does it again, but is the only one who's low and I keep more distance. We manage to keep him alive, the enemy keeps focusing him and we push the payload. Rough but okay. Now they use mines and Sigma ult, and I'm quite happy with my decisions. I didn't rush, I use an ally above mines to slingshot to a cover near my team while healing, and I escape also from my ult. Mei freezes me anyway, but I don't think I could have foreseen it. Also I didn't feather because Blizzard was on. Upon respawning, I see our Sigma going left, probably for a flank. I thought about pocketing him, but I think I'm better with the rest of my team. I don't know what he's doing and I think I made the right decision. I should have took out the pistol though, to discourage eventual enemy spawn campers. In this moment, I was eager to push the payload. I GA'd to soldier without thinking a lot and overhealed him a bit. Then since I wasn't pressured, I remembered to check inside the building and spotted an enemy, but I had no mic and I didn't ward my soldier. Instead, I panicked and left him to use visor alone and die mid-ult. Not good. The rest of this fight is crappy. I use Valk as soon as it becomes available and keep my team healed up, but I managed to boost very little damage. I'm not very happy with it. Also the McCree swapped to Reaper, so I was relatively safe in the sky, but I didn't know it. I looked at the squirrel while getting out of spawn, but I didn't look at the enemy team composition, and this is bad. At least I managed to assist my run from a safe distance. I was in an open spot, but the focus of the enemies was on my run, so I got away with it. If I had bulk available now, I would have got much more value out of it. There's a moment I can escape from mines only because I managed to tank a slam, and then I'm almost frozen, but Bolt saves me again by pushing me away. That's luck, and mines would have been the right time to bulk. This res is safe, but considering we are near the spawn, it's unnecessary. I need to keep everybody safe for 30 seconds now. At this point I remembered about Pharah and that I was pocketing her very little. Somehow I totally missed that for a big part of the second point he swapped to soldier, and this certainly helped me feel guilty. Anyhow, I didn't have res and I focused on helping Ryan, who was in a bad spot. I managed to keep him alive because the enemy Mei who was focusing me and Ana did not freeze me, but my reaction time was very poor and from this point I panicked. I tried avoiding being freezed by going beyond the shield of my Sigma and went behind my Ryan for good measure, but once there was too much red stuff, enemy Sigma ulted and I rushed back. Somehow I had Valk in time to use it to tank Sigma ult, to keep Ana healed for its duration and even to survive that blossom while saving and healing Pharah, but it was pure luck. The cherry on top is the res on Ana. Friendly Sigma placed a barrier in the right spot at the right moment and Pharah cleaned up 3 enemy DPSs, saving me from a kamikaze res I was already committed to try. We got super lucky, but if I really want to improve, I need to never try this kind of res again. The tempo now slows down as we push the payload, so I have time to mention super jump. I struggle to do it consistently, but I know the tech, and I used it before. Since I'm not good at it, I decided not to think about super jumping in this match, but I'm planning to do it in the future. Now damage jumping barrage is good, since Pharah is full, and as soon as she takes damage I heal her, while also repositioning. I should have looked at the enemy, but the voice line of Blizzard made me decide to get back. Then I failed to heal Hannah because I don't disconnect from Sigma, but to be honest, she slipped out of my mind because Ryan was lower, but I wasn't able to save him this time. In this part I don't risk so much, nobody's pushing far, so I don't need to put myself in danger, so I'm focusing on staying in cover. However, now I forget to cancel GA and risk more than needed. I even body block my Pharah from the enemy Reaper, but I don't remember it being intentional, so I think it's another lucky mistake. In the next fight, I Valk again as soon as I can. 1, because I want to avoid mines, and 2, because I thought that we would have been able to win the fight quickly with mass damage amping. My team was too split to benefit from it though, so I just tried to heal and damage amp when nobody was hurt. Basically I used Valk as a cooldown for the entire game, but my sensation is that it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not as impactful and game-changing as Sound Barrier, it's more like Rally, and I use it badly just at the beginning when I flew into mines. My final mistake will happen in 10 seconds or so, when I'll try to res Ana near the enemy Rhine. I'll be able to finish the res, but I'll be sent to spawn and my team will win without me. It was a bad play, I would have helped much more by simply staying alive and healing. I just don't think enough before going for reses, so I should definitely learn not to do it just because I can. And that's it! It was a fun game, I was able to learn new things by playing and reviewing, and I'm hyped! I need to focus on a lot of things, but my priority number one is staying alive, by using cover, not going deep, and not resting when unsafe. Other important things I will have to focus on are developing game sense, like player positions and cooldowns, checking the scoreboard, so comms and ult tracking, communicate with my mic, and secondary mechanics like super jump and pistol usage. And at the end of the game I need to focus on stop skipping my final stats, since they tell me how I performed in a quantitative way. Thank you for watching, feel free to check out my Patreon, and have a nice day!